hush thy mouth. Come on, forward. Like a god's name, let us travel towards our Father's house. Good Lord, how bright and godly shines the moon.
The moon? The sun. It is not moonlight now.
I say it is the moon that shines so bright.
I know it is the sun that shines so bright.
Now, by my mother's son, and that is myself, it is the moon or stars or what I list, or ere I journey towards your father's house. Go on and fetch the horses back again. Evermore crossed and crossed, nothing but crossed.
Say as he says, or we shall never go.
Forward, I pray, since we have come so far, and be it moon or sun or what you please, and if you please call it a rush candle, henceforth my vow shall be so for me.
I say it is the moon.
I know it is the moon.
Nay, then you lie. It is the blessed sun.
Then God be blessed, it is the blessed sun. But sun it is not when you say it is not, and the moon changes even as your mind. But you will have it named even as it is, and so it shall be for Catherine.
Petruchio, go thy way. The field has been won.
Forward, forward, thus the bull should run, and not unluckily against the bias. But soft, company is coming here. Good morrow, gentle mistress. Where away? Tell me, Kate, and tell me truly too, hast thou beheld a fresher gentlewoman, such war of white and red within her cheeks? What stars do spangle heaven with such beauty, as those two eyes become that heavenly face? Sweet Kate, embrace her for thy beauty's sake.
I will make a man mad to make a woman of him.
Young budding virgin, fair and fresh and sweet, whither away, away is thy abode? Happy the parents of so fair a child, happy the man whom favorable stars allot thee for his lovely bedfellow.
Why, how now, Kate? I hope thou is not mad, for this is a man, old, weathered, wrinkled, and faded, and not a mistress as thou sayest he is.
Pardon, old father, for my mistaking eyes, that have been so bedazzled with the sun, that everything I look on seemeth green. Now I perceive thou art an old reverend father. Pardon, I pray thee, for my mad mistaking.
Do, good old grandshire, and whilst a make known, tell us, where are you heading? For if it is with us, we will be joyous of your company.
Fair sir, and you, my merry mistress, that with your strange encounters much amazed me. My name is called Vincentio, my dwelling Pisa. I am bound for Padua, there to visit a son of mine, which long I have not seen.
What is his name?
Lucentio, gentle sir.
Happier met and happier for thy son. Now, as well as age, and by law and as well as reverend aged, I entitle thee, my loving father, the sister of my wife, this gentlewoman. Thy son, that by which this hath married, wonder not nor be not grieved. She is of worthy birth, worthy esteem. Her dowry wealthy, and of worthy birth. Besides so qualified as may beseem, the spouse of any noble gentleman. Now let me embrace with old Vincentio, and wander we to see thy honest son, who upon my arrival will be full joyous.
But is it true, or is it else your pleasure, like pleasant travelers, to break a jest upon the company you overtake?
I do assure thee, father, so it is.
Come, go along and see the truth thereof, for our first merriment hath made thee jealous.
Well, Petruchio, this hath put me in heart. Have me to my widow, and if shall be forward, then hast thou taught Hortensio to be untoward. The main theme that we got from our scene was that compromise is essential in any relationship, and to get little, you always have to give a little. And in this scene, it's emphasized between Kate and Petruchio and their relationship.
So then another theme that we had was the one that was women are subordinate. And I think that's one big statement that Shakespeare's trying to portray in this entire play. And one part that we've seen in this scene was when Petruchio was talking about... Actually, when Petruchio's just talking to Kate, basically, the entire time, he's trying to get her to agree with everything that he says, and he's trying to be, like, dominant over her, and kind of, like...
I see that he is trying to be dominant, but he's also trying to teach her, going back to our other theme, to compromise in a relationship. Because she is very stubborn-headed, he's very stubborn-headed, but he understands that sometimes you have to give a little to, you know, to get what you want. And that's what he's teaching her. Like, in my line... line 1, I said, now we shall travel to our father's house, and then in line 8, I said, or ere I journey to your father's house. And it's that change in our and your, that diction change, where he tells her, well, he is our father now because I married you. The only reason why I'm going is because it's your father, it's your family, and so I'm willingly going to your father's house.
I think that at the same time, Petruchio wants to be completely dominant over Kate, but when Hortensio tells him, like, Petruchio, go thy ways, the field is one, he realizes that he needs to compromise a little bit in the relationship.
It's definitely he also was learning, but he's also teaching at the same time.
A big part of her kind of, like, changed mindset of, like, okay, maybe I should just do as he says instead of, like, fighting every single time. I think that Hortensio kind of, like, played into that a lot, because... he doesn't talk a lot in the scene, but like his short lines that he does have, for example, are say as he says, or we shall never go, which is aimed at Kate, and he's telling her basically just go on with it, or we're gonna be here arguing forever. Yeah, he's very like passive, but he also seems like very wise because he sees, you know, the bigger picture. The say as he says, or we shall never go. He sees that. You know, she needs to just go along with what Petruchio wants her to do, or they're going to be there forever.
Yeah. I think we should talk about Vincentio right now. He only has 3 lines, but I feel like Shakespeare... Because, I mean, he could have just as easily not... Yeah. Shakespeare could have just as easily not put him in there. Like,
but there's a reason that he's in there,
and I think that reason is... I think that's kind of to add to the suspense and add to the whole... building climax to the part where everything's revealed, because at this point I think you already know that Vincentio is going to be impersonated by somebody else, and now that you know that he's going to the same city, it's like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen now?
That's the start
to
of
add on to that.
Petruchio
says, and we shall visit thy honest son, and his son isn't being honest, he's in disguise as a teacher, and he's lying about who he is. It's an alias, and
then he's getting 2 other people to lie.
And the fact that Shakespeare used the word honest when Petruchio said it is like, that's like the gun's powder to the spark. They just need that spark, and that's when Vincentio goes to see his son. And it's just, Petruchio's just sprinkling the gunpowder everywhere, and he's just waiting for it to blow up in everybody's faces.
Yeah. Also, in Vincentio's first line, he says, fair sir, and you my merry mistress. This is right after Kate and Petruchio have called him a woman. So I feel like the use of M right there kind of shows how he's really not upset about anything that Petruchio or Kate's just said. He's just kind of like a jolly old guy just walking by to visit his son, and he's really not expecting anything that's about to happen when he reaches Padua. So I feel like Vincentio, he knows how to take a joke, and but I feel like there's a point, because later when he almost gets arrested, he's like kind of furious about that. So I feel like there's a point where it's like they're taking it too far.
Yeah,
and that's where the comedy of Shakespeare comes in.
Yeah, and that's also why I believe he was added into this scene to put more into that outrage that he feels later.
I think that Kate says her lines to him sincerely, too, to not offend him. When she says, I put an old thought in my mistaken eyes.
Yeah.
For that, she seems very, very sincere.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just doing it because he told me to. I don't actually believe this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you saw, Marissa and Kate, as well, when you were portraying her?
Yeah, at first she was like that, but then I think afterwards she realizes that she's, like, subject to him. And when she talks to Vincentio, saying, like, young budding virgin, fair and fresh and sweet,
And throughout the time that you were acting, you were always being very facetious and sarcastic with whatever you were saying. Except for that one moment where you looked back and said, "The sun?" ? Like, is that what I'm supposed to be doing? So I wanted to know how that changed, like, how your mindset of how would you have portrayed it differently now that you know the different, like, the meaning behind more of what Shakespeare was saying.
Same.
Yeah, like, what would you have done?
I probably would have portrayed it the same, because I don't really think that Kate was ever tamed. I think that she just said all the stuff that she did so she'd be able to get what she wanted.
Yeah.
I think when she looks at him for approval, when she says the sun, the only reason why she says that is she's acting like she's tamed, so Patricia will think that she's tamed. I think that she's just, like, accepting her place in society and realizes that as a woman she can't be the sun and she can't rule over him.
To sum up, Shakespeare is saying that women should learn to compromise and be passive, and that compromises are very important in relationships.
Will you calm down, woman? God, this is so frustrating.
Right now,
I say it is the moon that shines so bright.
I know it is the sun that shines so bright.
Now, by my mother's son.
Are we done?
Yeah,
We're done.
we're done.
Okay, let's go.
Hey!